speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak on it. Welcome to speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 welcome to speak. Who you with, Kurt, dog? Welcome to speak on it with who you with, Kurt, dog. I'm who you with, Kurt, dog. Hopefully y'all had a great welcome, everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is in the house, and also Anchor FM is also in the house. Guess I need to start them first, but anyway, we are live, and you can continue to live chat with us. Miss Risky will be here soon. She had some computer issue right before we came on, and she's restarting her computer, so she should be in soon. When she come in, she'll give me the thumbs up. But tonight we are going to be talking about history. Tonight will be about Oprah tonight, so that's what the history will be on tonight. Um, and then we're also going to talk about Timothy Satterlee Sr. We talked about this guy during the Hurricane Ida in Louisiana, which his wife said first his arm was bit off, and then it came back that she went to get help. Come back, he couldn't be found. So we're gonna give an update on that. Mohamed Noor. We started talking about this last night. Um, started talking about it last night before we got off the air that the Minnesota Supreme Court overturned his murder conviction. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more tonight. And then also we're going to talk about two Florida middle schoolers plot to do a mass shooting. A mass shooting. They was plotting to do a mass shooting, got caught. And you probably will believe what the parents said. But we're going to hit on that also. So Miss Risky is in the house by chat right now. Said I'm here in spirit right now. Well, we know you here, and we know that you having some technical issues. So you might need to do like get in the front of that computer and wind it up. Wind it up. You know how they used to do used to do old school. I'm talking about my computer spinning. That's what I'm saying. Wind it up. You gotta crank it up like a old Chevy back in the days. Gotta get it warmed up. And um sometimes that's what you gotta do. You just can't start it off cold and expect for it to just run with it. So uh just keep cranking it till it start up. Let me see if I can help it. These new systems don't work like that. Well, you might get you want some of my drink. That might help it. That might help a little bit. Uh, you probably did. You work hard all the time, so it's tired. It's probably like, look, I only had 8 hours in me. You did 16, so that computer probably need a break. But I'm sure it'll come up pretty soon. because people want to know about this history you have on Oprah. We know she's an icon in it, and not just uh, in the black community, but in everybody community. Just from her shows, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, and that phrase is still used today. Um, and so, uh, and Oprah have done a lot of things. So we're gonna definitely talk about that tonight. And Oprah, if you listening, if we forget about something, hey, holler at us, correct us, let us know because we want to put out the truth about you. Besides being an icon in the black in all community, I can't just say black community, in all community. Um, so if you are listening, you more than welcome to come in. You had a key. The phone number 972-591-3665, 972-591-3665. Bring you a nice refreshment. Um, but today I did something different than what I normally do. I did my first TikTok video today, and uh, on that video, I actually did a smoked chicken today. So people say all the time, "Oh, you talk about cooking. What do you do? How you do it?" Well, if you go to TikTok, go to who you with Kurt Dog, I think that's the name on it. Pull it up, you can see it. And if you follow me on social media, you should be able to see it. It is on Instagram, the full video. I wasn't aware um, that TikTok only give you 3 minutes. So the first video was 12 minutes, and um, I did not get a chance to do the finished product. And actually, as we speak, I still have my fresh corn on there and my asparagus. They're still grilling, which they should be going off in a couple of minutes. So we'll be able to do that. And uh, after we get off the show, I'll be able to um, put the finished product once I plate it up, cut the chicken, I plate it up, let you know how it look and how it tastes. Because I know it tastes good. That's not a problem. Um, and like I said in the video, I don't use barbecue sauce. Because barbecue sauce, I feel it take away from the flavor. It hides the true flavor of the food. So I don't use barbecue sauce when I'm smoking. And um, so that's all to it. Miss Risky says she'll be in about 1 minute. 1 minute. And we got a stop clock for waiting for her to show up. Do, 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 do. Come on, Miss Risky. Where you at? Welcome to the show. T Cal is in the house. Say, hey, Kurt, dog. Hey, Miss Risky is by chat right now, but she's about to come in. She has some technical issue. So she should be coming in any minute, like Eddie Kane Jr. Sliding in at the last minute. I got nothing but love for you. I know I can't sing, so don't laugh at me. But she should be sliding in just a minute, and we will get the show started because she gonna do history on Oprah Winfrey tonight, so that will be interesting. And Oprah is an icon, icon herself. You know nobody can sing like Eddie Kane. Uh, she gonna be sliding in. Is there a heart? Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna mess that movie up. One of the greatest movies that was ever done. Shout out to Robert Townsend because he did that thing, and he did a great job on that movie. Um, I can still watch it today, but I don't know what I put. Hey, don't hate. Don't hate on me. You know me. I'm gonna be real. Um, but please don't hate on me. Um, I can sing like Eddie Kane if I want to. Um, I'm not gonna do it tonight though. I'm not gonna do it tonight because my mind going 100 miles per hour. But um, you haven't got that computer wired up yet. You might need a what's that song? Let it whip, let it nay nay. However it goes, just toss it. It'll crank up. Uh, hey, I'm. Oh, so you talking about the computer? Listen, Linda. um, I don't know what's going on with your computer. You probably told you months ago get a new one. Oh, you did get a new one. My bad. My bad. Um, that's a long 1 minute, Miss Risky. That's a long 1 minute. Um, so we waiting for Miss Risky to solve her computer issue where she could come in and do our history. Uh, okay, she says she's pulling up all the apps. Uh, now it's that 1.5 minutes, an hour, because we won't be here that long. Uh, just kind of need to know for we can make preparation. But now sometimes it's like that, the computers do updates um and sometimes it's just rough. It's rough. You're unable to get everything to work the way that you want it to work. And you're excited about doing a show, and then all of a sudden your computer want to update. Uh okay, that's cool. Your computer want to update at the last minute, and you're like, why you didn't do it earlier? Wait until just when you have something to do, it want to update. That have happened to me many of times, and it's nothing I could do. So I'm trying. She just came in. Give me a thumb up if you're ready. I can't see your thumb. You ready? All right, I'm gonna bring you in, and that's on you. You're not ready, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Risky.
Hey.
You did all of them. Just gonna say, hey, yeah, hey.
No, I'm trying to pull up my story because, like, when it was loading or pulling up, all the programs were loading and pulling up, so that was delaying the process. But I was like, I don't know why my Windows wasn't working. Like, it's still spinning, but I'm on. Uh,
Raise your right
let's see what
arm up.
happened.
Maybe come on. Well, I said my right arm, but I'm
Like,
raising
it's
my left.
still like loading things at the bottom, but I don't know why my Word, and I don't want to click on too many things because I think that was the issue that I was having before. Too many things were up because I was multitasking as
You
usual.
know, so many things going on with this technology today. Um, had to do a security update on my phone um, yesterday, and it's like, wow, it's so much stuff going on, and these folks keep calling, and I'm like, y'all stop selling my damn number. I don't know
Yeah,
why they
like no matter
selling a
what, they're gonna
number.
do that.
Yeah, they
Even if
making
you're
good
on the
money
no
off of
call
that.
list.
And they want to leave messages. I'm like, look, leave me alone. So did you get your history pulled up?
No.
Well, we could go off the dome on that
Yeah,
because
we could revisit that. And
okay,
just I have to load up the other stories though, because I only pulled up this one. Oh wait, something's happening.
oh,
Oh,
come on,
that's
snap
something
your
else.
finger.
I thought it was my word for a minute. I was like, oh no, that's not what I wanted.
Clap your fingers,
Um,
snap your fingers,
you
it'll come
know,
up like
yeah, I
poetry.
think it is pulling up because I see the icon at the bottom is still, like I said, pulling up 5 million things at the bottom. Oh, look, I have it. I
Don't say
did.
that too loud.
I know. Like as soon as I said I had it, it just disappeared. I
Don't say
was
it
like,
too loud. Big brother is looking. He's listening. Um,
like that's the funniest thing. Like as soon as I wait, hold on. I think I do have it. I think it just pulled up because I was clicking on it.
okay.
All right, I got it.
So how besides this last 20 minutes, how have your day been? Your week?
Busy. One of my projects, my secondary project, seems like it's gonna have some movement. Friend and I, my partner in crime, and I thought of a game, like a trivia game, and we may have somebody who may sponsor us so that we can get that going. So
Okay.
we just got to get all the legalities out the way with the trademarking, the name, and the image, because we're already planning like merchandise and getting the name out there once it's set in stone. Um,
Okay, cool.
like my word is still doing some things. Whenever I try to click on it, it's like, well, okay, I think I officially have it. Uh,
Yeah, okay.
but yeah, so that's what we're working on. So yeah, yeah, I can my history now.
But
it's it
come
was
on, do
taking
your
me through some
history
changes,
before.
so I'll try not to let this go on long since it took me 10 years to get back on because it just did not like her story. So hold
Well,
on.
come on with your history before Candyman show back up.
Hold on. Hold on. There we go. All right. So we all know Oprah Winfrey. She was born on January 29th, 1954. However, that's not her real first name. Like most of us, you get your name out there, but people can't pronounce it. And
Hmm.
what we call her is what she goes by. But she was actually named by her aunt after a biblical figure in the book of Ruth. Name was Opa.
Yeah, okay.
So um, they couldn't pronounce it because the letters, the P and the R um, were in different positions. So it's Orpah is her actual name. So it's Orpa, but of course we say Oprah to make it easier. And that stuck. So again, you brought up that she was a talk show host. She's also a television producer, actress, author, and philanthropist. Of course, mainly known for the Oprah Winfrey Show, which was the highest rated television program of its kind in history that ran from 1986 to 2011. And at one point, she was dubbed the queen of all media. In the 20th century, she was the richest African American in the world and the world's only black billionaire at the time. Let's see. She was born into poverty in rural Mississippi to a single teenage mother. She stated that when she was a young child, through her teen years, she was molested. She became pregnant at 14, and her son um, was born prematurely and died at infancy. In her early teen years, she was sent to Nashville to live with her father, who proved to be a positive influence in her life. Eventually, she landed a job in radio while still in high school, and at age 19, she became a news anchor for the local CBS television station. Following her graduation from Tennessee State University in 1976, she was made a reporter and co anchor for the ABC News affiliate in Baltimore, Maryland. She found herself constrained by the objectivity required of news reporting, and in 1977 she became a co-host of the Baltimore morning show People Are Talking. Winfrey excelled in the casual and personal talk show format, and in 1984 she moved to Chicago to host the faltering show AM Chicago. It was her honest and engaging personality that quickly turned the program into a success. And in 1985, it was renamed the Oprah Winfrey Show, which would eventually become like a nationally syndicated um, show. Uh, yeah. In 1985, Winfrey appeared in the Steven Spielberg adaptation of Alice Walker's 1982 novel, The Color Purple. Her critically acclaimed performance led to other roles, including her performance in the television miniseries The Women of Brewster's Place in 1989. Eventually, she formed her own television production, Harpo Productions, Inc., in 1996, and film production company Harpo Films in 1990. And that company bought rights to literary works, um, such as Toni Morrison's book Beloved, in which she had a starring role in 1998. Later on, I'm just skipping some stuff. She lent her voice to several animated, including Charlotte's Web in 2006, The Princess and the Frog in 2009. She also appeared in Lee Daniels' The Butler in 2013. We're going to scroll down. So we're going to go back to 1986, where she actually broke new ground by starting an on-air book club. She announced selections 2 to 4 weeks in advance, and then discussed the books on her show with a select group of people. Each book chosen quickly rose to the top of the bestseller charts, and Winfrey's effect on the publishing industry was significant. Eventually, in 2000, she created her own magazine, O Magazine, and then in 2004, O at Home, which folded in 2008. Eventually, that turned into her original O Magazine turned into Oprah Daily, and then which was a digital product, and O Quarterly, which is published 4 times a year. About that time in 1998, she expanded her media entertainment empire, which she co-founded with Oxygen Media, which launched a cable television network for women. In 2006, the Oprah and Friends channel debuted on satellite radio, and then she brokered a deal with Discovery Communications in 2008, through which the Oprah Winfrey Network, or OWN, replaced the Discovery Health channel. Let's see, so I'm going to fast forward. Um, in 2017, it was announced that Discovery was acquiring a majority share of OWN, though Winfrey would remain involved in the channel. That year, she also became a special correspondent for news magazine 60 Minutes, which aired on CBS in 2018. And she announced an agreement to produce content for Apple TV Plus streaming service. And in 2020, she began producing and hosting and streaming talk show Oprah Talks COVID-19. In addition, she hosted a 2-part panel discussion, Where Do We Go From Here?, on OWN, to address the widespread anti-racism movement that arose after the on-video killing of George Floyd. In 2021, Oprah made headlines with her candid interview of Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle, the couple's first since they stopped being working members of the British royal family. which was a much hyped television special that aired on CBS. And like I said, she's engaged in numerous philanthropic activities, including the creation of Oprah's Angels Network, which sponsors charitable initiatives worldwide. In 2007, she opened a $40 million school for disadvantaged girls in South Africa. She became an outspoken crusader against child abuse and received many honors and awards for civic, philanthropic, and entertainment organizations. Um, it was 2010 when she was named in Kennedy Center honoree, and followed the following year she received the Jean Herschel's Humanitarian Award from the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences. In 2013, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She won the Cecil D. Mill Award and a Golden Globe for Lifetime Achievement in 2018. And she's also donated over $20 million to the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture. And of course, she has her own foundation, the Oprah Winfrey Charitable Foundation, which does numerous things like providing leadership for South Africa. Um, so she's done a lot in her time. Uh, so
Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah, yeah, that
And
was at the
I'm sure.
beginning.
Oh, okay. My bad. I probably was looking at something else, but that's cool. You
Yeah,
told Harpo to beat me. Hey, and that movie Brewster Place, which is a really good movie. If
it
uh
is.
if you haven't seen it, please go pull it up. It's a real good movie about sisters coming together and we live in this community and then breaking down the barriers of it. So definitely check out the Women of Brewster Place. It was a good movie. Matter of fact, I need to go watch it again. It's been a while since I've seen it. Welcome to the show. All aboard is in the house. Say hi, Miss Risky and Kurt Dog. So welcome to the show. Thank you for always supporting the show. No matter which platform you are on, please take the time, like, share, subscribe. Click the notification for whenever we come on live. You can join us live, and and that's it. So uh man, Miss Risky, you did your thing about Oprah. And Oprah, hey, we have some stories we trying to get out too. uh if you can help, reach out. We just need the connection. That's all we asking for, the connection to get these stories out. And so definitely, I appreciate you for always bringing history the way that you do, and and the things that you do behind the scene. I know I talk about it all the time, but it's a lot more than Miss Risky does behind the scene. And then she'll check me every once in a while, which I have to be checked from time to time. So we ain't doing that. So, but I definitely appreciate it. Um, so hold on real quick. You are listening to Speak On It with Who You With, Kurt Dog. It is Thursday night. You know my home girl, my little sister's in the house. Miss Brisky is in the house. Just got finished with the history lesson on Miss Oprah Winfrey. Um, um, the one that said the most famous line, "You told Harpo to beat me." So, and she's done a lot of great things in the charity, giving over $20 million to charity. That's a wonderful thing, giving back
So
to the
I'm
community.
just gonna segue into okay. So I'm getting texts and messages from just everybody under the sun, and I
Uh,
think the first thing Oprah should do is really reach out to Nene Leaks and tell her to stop whatever she is doing. That ain't even her pace. Who faces that?
You know what? Uh, I would say that's. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone because I'm starting to see a lot of people look the same way on social media. Now I don't know if it's the filters that they're using, and some of these filters
I
I've
mean, some of
seen.
it's filters, but a lot of it's plastic surgery and contouring. Um,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
I mean, her skin's even light. Like she's starting to do that Michael Jackson.
I've seen some people online like you could be watching the stories and then you see them looking one way, you be like, hold on, this not the same person. And one day my wife and I we was looking at stuff online. I went back, I said, baby, look at this picture. She said, oh, okay, that's a nice picture. Then I showed them a picture they posted the week prior. She was like, who is that? That's the same person. She like, oh hell no. No, those filters get you in trouble. Be natural. Uh, be natural. That's all I can say. Yes. All the boys said rest in peace to Greg. Um, yes, because Greg, Nene Leak's husband, Greg, did lose his life a couple of weeks ago to
Yeah,
cancer. And brothers, please get checked. Please get checked, especially in the black community. As for myself, I've been getting checked since I was 35. So please get checked. There's ways they can do it now where you don't have to get the finger. Um, and they can do it by blood test now. So definitely get your prostate checked. If they catch it early, you can survive. So definitely get checked. And now I never met Greg, but Greg was one of those. Even though I never met him, but he was kind of like a uncle. He gonna give you some knowledge, that old school knowledge. Let me talk to you, young brothers. And he's one of those guys. When he started talking, everybody just pay attention because you know he finna spit some gems on you. So so definitely rest in peace to Greg and to Nene and the family praying for you, and because I cannot even imagine the things that y'all are going through right now. Um, so definitely um, gonna continue to keep y'all in our prayers. But so Miss Risky, this has been a crazy week.
yes.
Um, um, da, da, da. You sent me a thing earlier this week about the Tim out of uh, I don't know why you do this. Um, oh, okay. Uh, so um, the Louisiana man that actually lost his life during Hurricane Ida. Um, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago that when the hurricane did happen, his wife said that his arm had been bitten off by an alligator. She went to get help, come back, he was gone. And you sent me a article
Yeah.
earlier
Hmm.
this week saying,
And it looks like it was updated on the 14th of this week. Authorities in Louisiana have captured and killed the alligator suspected of eating Timothy Satterlee Sr. Um, they said that they snared a 12-foot long reptile weighing about 504 pounds, and he had human remains in his stomach. So they said that it was the alligator was spotted like a week ago, but they captured it Monday morning, and they, like I said, they searched the alligator, and he did have remains in his stomach. And They're still trying to verify those remains to him. Um, so nothing's been, concluded, but they're stating that that's most likely the one that got him. The man was 71 years old, and he was wading in like 4 feet of water when he was taken out. So
Mm.
yeah, can you imagine an alligator? 504 pounds.
Well, he probably
12,
was 300 pounds before he
yeah,
had.
12 foot long. Well, I mean, they're just lean muscles, so they're big beasts.
Yeah,
Oh man.
and
Like, I
they
don't
and
think
they
he devoured the whole man. I think like he ate some of them and took it to his buddies. Like, I'm sure it was like, I don't think, but you never know. I don't know what their diet consists of and how much they can actually eat at one time.
Well,
But
normally
yeah,
what they do, because it was a movie or something about an alligator came out several years back, and they say basically what alligators do, they would take whatever they get, take it to a certain part of the lake or the river or whatever they in, let it rot, and then they come back
yeah, they
and
put it in a
eat it.
nest,
Yeah,
but to subdue it, they usually drown you.
yeah,
Like they drown you and then they take you away.
yeah. Uh, so that's that's a hell of a way to go. Uh, okay. Uh, that's uh, that's a hell of a way to go. So I'm like, uh, I'm sorry. You talking about you getting texts? I'm getting a lot of text message too. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Uh, no, but that's cool. And I and the wife, for her to have to first of all witness her husband get his arm bit off. She go get help, come back and he's gone. Can you imagine having to live with that vision or the thought of
Like, I'm
what
sure that
actually
was like
happened?
scary. I mean, it's bad enough you're in a hurricane and
Yeah.
now you're fighting up like, what was that movie, Crawl? And this man and his daughter were trapped under a house, surrounded by gators. That's
Ooh.
crazy.
Mm. Yeah, that's great. Now, my wife and I, we actually, when we went to New Orleans years ago, we actually did a the swamp thing, and we went on a tour. And it's like the alligators would jump out the water because they'll hold like weenies up or something, and they'll jump up and get it. And you're like, how these big old alligators jumping up to get it?
Because they're lame fighting machines. They get that tail going and lunge.
Yeah, and then he call them out to the boat, be like, and they come out. He call them by name. And they come out to the boat. And I'm like, shoot. I did hold one, but I was like, a baby, a
Mm,
baby alligator. It was a baby. I'm like,
only gator I'll hold is the ones they cook for you, the little gator
yeah,
tails.
the gator tail. I love them.
They're so tasty.
They are. They are. They are
That's
very
all. I don't
tasty.
need to see a live one. I do
Mhm.
not.
They are very tasty. I went to a zoo one time and I got pissed off because they didn't have no alligators. I wanted to see some live one, and I'm like, you mean they had statues of alligators?
Mm.
I'm like, no, I'm at a zoo. I need to see some alligators. But hey, I'm like,
No,
okay.
it's funny. Like if you go to a zoo in another country, because I went to Ireland. This is years ago, and just it's very open. There's no animal scent. Like it's very clean. And so at one point, I'm like, oh my gosh, look, red pandas. And the fence is like chest high. So I'm just leaning on the thing, looking at the cute little red pandas. And then it dawned on me. And at the moment it came to me, and I'm looking at them, one of them looked at me, and I'm thinking, what is keeping this thing from jumping in my face right now? Like, because there's no barrier. Like, they were in the trees. And we're just all, look at the cute little pandas. And then as soon as it hit me, the panda looked at me and I looked at it. I was like, I'm just going to move back.
Exactly. You got to be
Because
careful
there was
because
nothing. Like, it was very open. Like, the only animals that were like enclosed were like the predator animals,
he
But
probably was sizing you up.
listen, listen, he would have had to chase me down. Because I'd push a child in a minute. Get him! Jump over strollers. But yeah, it was very clean and nice, and they had a lot of stuff. I mean, like, I want to go back. It was fun. It wasn't like the Dallas Zoo with all the animal smells and poop. It was just very clean and nice. I loved it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Dublin.
Um, so all the boys said, I like you all to look into the story of the African pastor who buried himself alive to prove he would be resurrected. And it's true. I'm looking, I pulled it up and I'm like, see, that's why I like our listeners. They know we only deal with facts. And this actually came out August 25th, 2021. Um, I might be wrong for saying this, but I have to ask,
I
how did it
mean, was
work
he
out
African?
for him?
Oh yeah, he was African. But was he
Yeah.
here? Like, was he doing that here, or was it in Africa that he did it?
Let me see. Uh,
He was probably in Florida. I just
now
want to take
he
this.
from Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
Zimbabwe.
but what did he try to bury himself over there or over here?
Now over there, I
Okay,
see pictures.
okay.
James Sakara. Uh, he asked to be buried, and after being buried alive for 3 days, he said he will rise from his underground tomb after being buried alive for 3 days. Um,
I mean, but well, I mean, was he like? I need more details because technically, you could in certain conditions, you could survive 3 days.
well,
But it would need oxygen. Did he have like a David Blaine oxygen?
no,
Was he just
look
in a
like
box? Was he
no,
just
look like
did
he
he have
was in a 6 foot grave.
mm,
Um, and they
yeah,
have
like
dirt covered over him. Um,
I need to see the box. Hold on, let me Google it.
I don't see no box.
Like he was just in the dirt.
Well, they have him covered. Uh, yeah, this is a long story. Because I'm glancing through it.
So this is the one that was yeah, so you said August. Okay, I see it. Yeah, all right. So yeah. Because you can just see the dirt, but you can't see if he was in
In a
a
box or
coffin
not.
or
But
something.
that looked like it might have been a plastic bag or something.
I
I
don't know. I'm
can't
looking at
really
something else.
tell.
Uh, he was stored away in a large tomb, but that doesn't really tell me anything. Because chances are he probably suffocated.
Nine times
If
out of
it.
10.
Oh wait, before lowered to the ground, but so he was lowered in something in a makeshift. Yeah, I need to know what he was put in, but more than likely he suffocated because in certain conditions, even if you're in like a casket or something, if you have oxygen pumping through it and you can live without food and water for a few days.
Yeah.
Like,
Um,
but I'm gonna guess he suffocated.
he asked to be
Like,
buried alive, and he was sure he would rise from his underground tomb after being buried alive for 3 days. The 22-year-old was left there for 3 days, and when members of his congregation dug him up, they discovered he had died.
Mhm.
Now I'm gonna play both sides. Physically, he could have died, but we don't know about spiritually. He could still be among us. I'm just saying because even when Jesus died on the cross, well, his body wasn't there. His body had risen up. So now I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna leave that alone because I'll be getting messages. Um,
It looks like this is the thing to do in Africa because I pulled up a 2016 story and the dude was arrested though. Looks like,
oh
and it like they just put him in dirt. Like, so I guess that's just what they. You can't really make it out, but there is a body right there.
yeah,
But they got to him. It looked like they arrested him, so he didn't complete his task. But yeah, I guess that's the thing to do in Africa. They
yeah,
need more streaming television.
and
Clearly, they need something to do.
if he was if he was trying to follow in his footstep of Jesus, he should have been crucified on the cross,
Right.
not put in a grave
Yeah.
to die. If you're gonna follow it the way it should be. And unfortunately, that didn't work out too good for him. You know,
But even remember, there was a time where you would see like these, I don't know, these worshipers carrying these big old crosses over the highway, from
yeah,
town to town, like something like that. That is following in the footsteps. Spreading the word. That's following in the footsteps. Like, I don't know. There's so many options you can pull from the Bible and and use as reference. But
yeah,
I mean, whatever. Yeah.
it's definitely a can be one of those deep rabbit holes because you got to be educated on talking about those things. You can have upset a lot of people about it. So because some people believe one thing, some people believe other things,
Hmm.
and that's one of those rabbit holes you don't really want to go down.
Yeah, because I've
So,
done that before, and it was with monks because they were mummifying themselves. Um,
huh?
and it's a whole process. It's not like, and I'll look it up, but there was a monk. He's still like his body is still there, mummified perfectly, in the little, I guess, whatever position that they sit in. Um, but yeah, it's like he ate certain things to detox his body and only drank a little bit of water, but he had pretty much no food, very little water, so he can dry out his skin. And I want to say it took like 21 days for the whole process, the mummification process. Um, Hold on, let me Google that real quick.
And he sat there for 21 days.
Yeah, 21-day mummification.
You are listening to Speak on It with Who You With Kirk Dog. I'm Who You With Kirk Dog. Miss Risky is in the house giving us some knowledge tonight on history. And all the boy brought up about um, the pastor in Africa um, that buried himself alive to prove he would rise again in 3 days. So
All right.
we
I'm
did
trying to
verify.
find his name because I pulled it up. um, Trying to see if they had his name, but I have a picture of his mummified body. Um, they call moku giku or tree eating. So they eat from tree roots and things like that, and pine needles and bark. Um, and it is, like I said, it prepares them. It eliminates all the fat from your body and the muscle from the frame. Um, and it prevents like the decomposition that occurs naturally in our bodies when we die. And they say that the diet would typically last for 1,000 days, um, but some monks would repeat the course 2 or 3 times to best prepare themselves. Um, so yeah, just look up. Japanese monks who mummify themselves. There's a 2019 story. Um, I don't know how to pronounce that. Uh, I don't know. Something. And like,
Is
that's
that
not
him?
him. No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
No, I think that's like what they enclosed him in, like they do with mummies. They put him in an enclosure, but this is the mummified. And I want to say he's like, I don't know how old that is, but yeah,
Mm,
crazy dude.
let me see. Yeah, that's some. That's
Fascinating. Like that's the rabbit hole I go through sometimes. I don't know if they still do it. The last story was like 26.
yeah,
And I think the one that I just
2016.
showed you was 200 years old. Um, and they claim in this story that the mummified monk is just meditating and not dead. So
Hmm. So, at what point do they stop meditating?
I guess if as long as they're still in the upright position,
Now, I asked that question because they feel like they're meditating. I'm asking
right?
at
I
what
mean,
point do they
but
stop?
think about the Buddhist way of thinking. Like they're in all things. Like they believe in reincarnation. Like just because your physical form is not like living, you're alive in other places. You know what I mean? Like you become the wind, you become part of the earth. So he's in their mind, yeah, he's still alive and kicking. And that's what we're seeing the mummified um, being or object is just the shell.
So, is it? Do they do
But
this when they know that their their time is coming, or are they sick,
no,
or
no, it's just like that's like some people like to they go out in the wilderness and smoke that peyote to or drink the peyote to feel that get in touch with the higher plane. I think that's their way of like reaching the highest form of spirituality. So it's not that, oh, I'm 80 years old. I think I'm going to mummify myself because it's a long process.
wait a minute? Did
Like,
you see the? Did you see this one? One of those picture where I need to get off this. I need to
right.
get
See,
off.
and that's what I spent my time. It's like you, oh, and this is another one. And he's like got his full, oh, I think that's the same one. He's got this full garb on, just in
Okay,
there, legs crossed.
below that picture, one, two, three, four, toward the end of that picture.
That's all.
Um, no, let me see. It's over. Let me find out exactly where it's at. Um, where is this one?
But remember, we did different search engines. So what did you search for?
No, I did the same thing.
Okay.
Japanese monk who
21-day
modified themselves.
mummification.
I didn't do the 21 days.
Oh, I did that.
Um,
Because I remember, for some reason, I remember 21 days. I don't know where that came from. It was somebody's process. I'm sure I'll find it, but mhm.
they say to that Japanese monk, no, as the Sokoshiboso, whatever it's
Yeah,
called,
it's too many letters.
caused their own deaths. And then they got him looking like this and like,
And this one's
uh-oh.
got shades. So I guess, even in afterlife, you got to protect your vision.
Yeah, I seen that one.
But
I
it's
seen
like
that
fascinating. Like, yeah,
one. Each his own.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
And
that's
then this
not.
dude, he's just chilling. I don't know
I
how.
seen that one too. Look like he yeah, That's the one I'm looking at. Um, that's the one I'm
They have a
looking at.
picture of
And
him before and after him on the throne and after. But like, yeah, if you read about the mummification process, it's like fascinating. And just the sheer like, listen, I did a 3-day juice diet. And I listen, the first day is the hardest. Like all of a sudden you're craving things you haven't had since childhood. Like for some reason I was like, cinnamon toast with butter. Oh my gosh. I don't even have bread in my apartment for a reason. Like, and but that's what I was craving, just the most random thing. And then that day two was still hard, but after that point, you're just kind of in a weird place. So
I
I,
think I
it,
think when I did a juice diet, I did 2.5 days.
no, I do three, and then I stay away from people and I lock myself in my apartment because I don't want any temptations. I don't want to smell food. I don't want to be tempted and be like, you know what? It's just a rib. No, I do the full thing. 3 days, 6 juices a day.
Now, that third picture up to the right, if you click on that, you'll see the picture I'm referring to.
Huh?
It the third picture up at the top to the right.
I only have two columns. Which one?
Oh, okay. See the one that's the second one to the right in the second line. Click on
Uh-huh.
that one,
What about
and
it?
then look at the other pictures that shows up and
Yeah.
on the side of them,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll see the one I'm talking about.
What are you talking about? Which one?
You're gonna make me take a picture of it, and um,
Well, I mean, listen.
let me see if I can copy the link. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you. And
See, people, this is what we do. And this is why I don't have a good sleep pattern. Because some will pop in my head and I'm like, mummies.
oh, I need to tell you about, but uh, my issue the other day. Uh, we'll talk about that off air. I just sent you the link. Maybe it'll come up. But um, yeah, that
No.
it's in our chat.
Well, no, I clicked on it. It took me to some random. Took me to a Reddit page.
Yeah, it's on there. It's linked to that.
Dude, don't be having me get. I have enough issues with my computer. I don't
No,
need to be clicking on
don't
random links. On
don't
some
worry
pages.
about it.
Well,
Don't worry about it.
that's the picture I just showed on initially. Or oh, you talking about the one below it?
Yeah, the ones below it,
And that one had some help with the process.
the one
Like he was
holding
burnt.
the bees.
Oh no, I was looking at the burnt one.
Okay, below that one is another one.
Oh yeah, that one. He's
Stand
like,
by.
ooh, beads.
Stand
And
by.
I think that one he just lost some teeth, so it looks like his mouth is open. But yeah,
Yeah,
um,
saying it, but look at the wording up under it. Talking about just when they found out and they killed themselves or whatever. Stand by. You are listening to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog. I am Who You With Kurt Dog with Miss Risky in the house. One day she gonna mess around and say, "What up, folks?" I
doubt it.
know, I know, but
It's like Tanya, you just won little Mega Millions. Cool.
that's the way I would do it. Be like, "Who?
No,
Work it."
what would go on in my head would be like, okay, I got this check. Now I'm about to be robbed or have a heart attack. Well, let me make it to my car first. Like all these random things would go through my head, so I wouldn't like be like, oh my gosh, until it was like actually in the bank and free and clear. Like,
But you know they'll
well,
deposit
but
it
you have to
in.
go get the money first.
They
Like,
want a photo op.
well, it depends. Like that's like, well, it depends on what you win. Like if
Yeah,
you win like this $500 million Powerball, yeah, they're gonna do that. But uh, I think there's a way you can get out of that and set up like an LLC or something. It's something so that you know your business is not out there.
Exactly. Put it like this. I already have a game plan.
Oh, I have a escape plan.
Put it like this. It's gonna be some things changing. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want nobody.
Nobody knows where I live anyway, so even family, like except my sister. But I'll give her her cut. Taylor be taken care of. I'm out.
It'll be a handful of folks
Yeah.
that I'm a break off. And
I feel like I probably I have stages. I have like a handful of people, but it feels like the half a billion. Oh, then it would extend to 25 people, just out of spite. Like I told my coworkers, because it's only a few of us, I was like, just out of spite. Like if I won that Powerball all by myself, I would give y'all $1 million so we can all roll out of this place just out of spite. Like I would give them 1 million. I don't even like all of them.
now, what about the one that
I'd even give her one just out of spite for the company. Deuces, all of us.
no, I would set it up where um I will put people in a position where they can survive, have them debt free.
Okay. I mean, you could be debt
Debt
free with a
free.
million.
Yeah, but give them debt free, set them up where
Because
they.
these are older people too, so they'll be fine.
Oh yeah, but I would set people up. Now I'm not saying everybody, so let me
Right.
rephrase
Like I
that.
said,
I would
half a
set up
billion,
certain
top
folks.
25. Less than that, maybe top 10.
Yeah, I would set up certain folks. Now, depends on what you got going on in your life now. You ain't trying to do nothing to better yourself. I'm not gonna add
Oh,
to that mess.
I don't care what they do.
No,
It's like, hey, here's your little change. Everybody's gonna have different tiers. You may or may not become a millionaire as well.
and
But I'll give you a little something. If you can make it work, make it work. If not,
tell them once I do it, don't
that's
come back.
it. Yep.
Don't
Don't
come
come
back.
back around here now. No.
Don't come back.
Don't come back now. You hear?
Well, my whole thing is you got to be careful because if you give somebody money that have no knowledge of what actually to do with it,
Well, that's most of us. We don't know what to do with it.
shit, I do.
Like for real, like we're not trained and we are not educated in that. I mean, like every year income tax, what do? You spend it before you
People
even
go
get the
out
money.
shopping,
Right.
go
Oh,
out
or
to
pay bills, because that's what we know. That's what and you have to break that cycle. And so hopefully, at least with my niece, like break that cycle. I don't care about everybody else. Like, you went through it. I told you what you needed to do. You ran through it. Bye.
exactly.
I'm
But
retired.
with your niece, she's you always gonna take care of her. You
Yeah.
don't care.
Now,
So
if she does what she needs to do, she'll be taking care of Auntie.
there you go. And and no, I'm not gonna even say that one because somebody will take it out of text and um, her uncle, family friend of the family, Kurt. Though now I'm like this. If I ever won that type of money, I'd be like, you know what, pay my tithes, and I'm gonna invest the money to make sure I never have to. What was the message? I never have to worry about it again. Continue to
Yeah.
have money coming in.
Yeah, because I'll
Uh,
continue to do art. I would like not be in corporate America. I just continue with my art, maybe create my own entertainment, or whatever. Um, but yeah, I'll still be doing art and producing games and keeping rolling, investing in myself and things, and
exactly.
let me see.
So we had a couple of more stories we was gonna run through. I kind of talked about this one last night. Mohamed Noor, the ex-cop in Minnesota. The Supreme Court overturned his conviction. So it's going back to the smaller court. And um, and what's going to happen with that is basically he could be charged manslaughter, and I believe he's already served 23 months in jail.
Pardon me.
So I wasn't going to say nothing. I was just going to keep rolling like I didn't hear it. But
Oh no,
uh,
it's so loud you couldn't miss it. No, I
but
was pulling up the page.
yeah, so basically, um, he could end up getting charged with manslaughter because they said that that conviction did not add up to the crime. It wasn't like he automatic just went out there looking to shoot someone or to kill someone. It was basically an accident. So it should have been charged as a manslaughter. So it's a good chance he could get out of jail. He could be sentenced for second degree manslaughter, and if that's the case, he could be released. Now, as I know, some people will say, "Well, what about um, Derek Chavez?" Well, he murdered George Floyd. He intentionally done that, but for this guy, they caught had a 911 call. They searched for people in the alley, didn't find nobody, so they was sitting there doing a paperwork, and someone walk up in the dark on his partner's side in the middle of the night, and he thought someone was finna attack them. So he actually grabbed, pulled this weapon, fired, and shot the woman, not knowing it was a woman, not knowing she was the 911 call, because allegedly the original 911 call was it was a possibility of a woman getting raped in her backyard, but they never found anyone. So that's why his charges, the Supreme Court overturned his charges, and he's probably going to be charged with second degree manslaughter, which I feel like in this particular case, they were so quick to charge him, trial him, and send him to prison. I said it before that before the Derek Chavez about this cop, and they hear up and felt like he was wrong for what he did, and because this lady, if I'm not mistaken, recalling the story, she was married or she was engaged. I believe she was engaged to uh, a millionaire or something, and because of his status, they hit up and gave him a quick sentence and found him guilty. And a lot of people never heard about this case.
And I'm sure his name didn't help either, because you know how they
Exactly,
do ethnic
Muhammad.
people.
Exactly.
So it was just like,
And
up, guilty.
looking at his picture, he looked like a brother. So
Well, he's from Somalia.
yeah,
He was
Somali,
raised.
but he looked like he's from the east side of Detroit or something. Looking at the picture, so I'm just saying.
Mm.
I'm just
I was
saying.
looking in on a picture.
I'm
It's like
just
a little thumbnail.
yeah.
But
I'm just saying that
yeah,
they was quick to
yeah.
justify to satisfy his family, and it was a freak accident. Uh, I'm sorry, but you in a dark alley. They already searched the alley, didn't see no one, and they sitting there, and someone come out the dark, and only thing they seen was a shadow, and didn't know if the person was going for a gun or not. So he was trying to protect himself and his partner because it could have been an ambush. You
Right,
think,
because I mean, during that time, like think about it, a lot of officers were getting ambushed. People
yeah,
rushing up on their cars, and they don't know you. They don't know the situation. You don't just rush up on a car because they're already on alert. They're already responding to calls.
and not only that, the severity of this cause and that it's possible a woman being raped in her backyard and no one made contact with them. They seen no one. So it was one of those situations where this guy did what he did to protect his own life and his partner life. And I said it back then that, hey, they sure came quick to sentence this dude. And I'm gonna be honest, if it was the other way around, if it was a white cop did the same thing, I would feel the same way. It have nothing to do with race, so keep your comments to yourself. But that's some of the things that we say the difference between black laws and white laws. Because if that was a white cop, it wouldn't. I don't think it would have went down like that. But if it would have been a white cop, I would have said the same thing because he had to protect his partner and himself. The biggest thing is the cops being able to get back home to their family.
Right.
And someone make a 911 call, you at least need to make contact with them. Um, so, but hopefully everything ends well for him. He could get back home to his family and go from there. You ready for this one?
Which one?
You know, those damn baby kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this story took place September 10th. Two teenagers were arrested after authorities say that they plotted to commit a mass shooting in a Florida middle school. The boys were 13 and 14. And I know on when this aired the other day, they actually showed their picture, but now you can't really see them because they are underage. But it looks like um, they're actually going to get um, charged with conspiracy to commit mass shooting. A teacher stated that one of them had a gun in the backpack at the middle school, um, and I think their thing they were trying to do planning a Columbine style school shooting. Eighth grade, like what kind of issues do you have in eighth grade? Like these are
Mm.
babies, and when you see like if you saw the pictures of them, they look like they are 8 and 9 years old. But listen, you do adult things, you do adult time. I don't want to hear like when this gets down to it that they're troubled and they just need therapy because we've seen this go wrong so many times where there's a mass shooting and there's nothing. I mean, yeah, they're disturbed, but this should have never happened. Like, we need better mental health um, for the people in the United States. We need better health care because there's no reason for these kids to be that troubled and not know how to handle stress and not knowing how to handle just changes. Um, I mean, their lives are already over. Like, even though they didn't act on it, just the threat was there. They actually had a weapon. Well, according to the teacher. Um, it just boggles my mind that nobody knows how to deal with stress and they just feel like, I'm just going to take out everybody. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know.
Now, I'm 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 looking at listening to one of these uh, news article while you're talking, and the mother on there is she's upset, and she should be. But she said, I could never imagine seeing my son in handcuffs. But here it is, your son and his friend had a map of the school, starting to make plans to shoot up a school. Now, where were you when all this was going on?
Right. Like they had
Where
a whole game plan.
exactly? And when did you find time to sit down and talk to your child? Because here it is, now you're on the news, squeezing your eyes tight, trying to make tears come down. But you already probably knew this young man had had issues because he probably very disrespectful to you, and now you want to say you can't believe it. And the thing is, I hate to see anybody go through this, but I'm glad they found out about it before it actually happened.
Hmm.
Because if it would have happened, I can hear you now saying, my son never would have done this. Well, he did. And then I heard some in another article, she talking about it was just a BB gun. It was just a BB gun. Now, these young boys was in the eighth grade, 13, 14 years old. And when did Columbine happen?
Um, what was it 2016? 8? No, wait. I don't
No, I
remember.
thought it'd been longer than that.
Yeah, 2006 or it had
I
a six
think
in
they
it.
just celebrated um, 20 years or something. Uh, let me see.
Hold on, let me Google it. Because I got out of all those stories.
Oh, it happened in 99. So these
99.
boys was not even born when this happened. They was not even born. So what are your kids watching?
They're
Stop
online
buying.
searching for things, trying to be all um yeah, April 20th, 1999. Trying to be all big and I don't know. But you can Google anything, and that's the thing. Like parents aren't watching what their kids Google.
You have to pay
Nobody's
attention
paying
to
attention
your
to anything.
kids. And then on top of that, you buying them uh BB guns that look like a real gun. Now, of course, because of their skin tone,
Listen,
nothing will happen.
what was that little boy's name that had the water gun
Uh,
in the
uh,
park?
I know who you're talking about.
Um,
It been so many of them.
I know, right?
Uh, hold on. Uh,
What was it? Tamar Rice. Is that the one?
yeah,
He had a toy gun.
Tamar Rice.
Oh, it was an airsoft pellet gun.
Was it? I thought it. No, it was a replica of a toy gun. It was a toy gun.
Yeah, pellet gun.
No, I'm
That's what they
looking at it
said. It's
was
an airsoft pellet gun.
who you getting it from?
Newsweek.
Okay, don't. The stories I'm seeing
It's
is a
still a.
toy.
I mean, it's still a toy. A
It's a
pellet gun
toy
is still a
gun,
toy.
but
It's like a BB gun.
a pellet gun is a step up from a BB gun. But he didn't have a pellet gun. He had a toy gun.
But that's a toy.
No, a pellet gun, it can also kill you if you hit them right.
Yeah, but
It's a different. A toy gun can't kill you.
I mean, you could get killed by a BB gun if it hits you right. Like,
Yeah, if it hits you right. But a
yeah,
toy
but I mean,
gun,
it's still considered a toy.
okay, it said a teen uh, armed with a fake AR-15 fatally shot. Oh, by man in Texas. This was last year. This was in Texas. A fake AR-15. So definitely
Are
do
we-
not. Now that was AR-15, and I just by reading the title of that story, I can almost guarantee um, who these young men were. And here's another one: teen with toy gun killed in
Let's see.
Maryland. Officer involved shooting.
And
Okay,
see,
I'm
this
thinking.
one was the water pistol, one of them, but this was in '98. He was in Brooklyn, 16 years old. They mistook a water pistol for a gun. It's a lot of these stories. I'm just going down the
Yeah,
list.
it's a lot of them. I'm seeing them from Harris County to
Let's see, 12-year-old boy shot in
Cleveland,
Cleveland for a toy gun.
Maryland, of course, Cleveland. That's where Tamar Rice was. In 2 years, police killed 86 people brandishing guns that. Uh, Hold on, gotta click on it. See if it's gonna come out. Now my computer doing like here. Brandishing guns that
That's
look
because you were
real,
talking
but
about me, my computer so bad.
aren't real. And that came out in 2016. 86 people killed in 2 years. So, oh shit, I the whole damn thing now. But either way, don't cry now. Don't cry now. Welcome to the show, Marcella Smith. You know the party never gets started till you get in the house anyway. He said, "I'm late, but I'm here. Better late than never." Um, but the thing is, I feel for those parents, um, but I'm glad it it did not play out the way they was trying to play it out. Now, I could just imagine, and if I talked to the parent, I would ask them, well, what if the police did not stop it before and they went through with it?
Oh, sorry.
And they went through with it, then what was your response be?
So I'm sharing this with you, and you can share it on your page. Because this is when we talk about like there's a difference in how people are treated. Um, like this man, he's all in the park pointing a gun. I think he fired a few shots, and not one shot was by a cop. Like I think eventually they shot him in the shoulder or something. Um, but he was not riddled with bullets. He had an actual gun. He was threatening lives, and they were trying to talk him down.
I think
But
we covered this story though.
and I reference that all the time because I was like, whole video, he's got a gun, he's threatening people, he's shooting at people, and there's like 30 cops, and I think eventually just one just shot him in the shoulder, took him alive. We don't get that luxury. We can't even look like we can't even hold our cell phones a certain way. But
And he got back up.
mhm, yeah, it wasn't a fatal shot. It was just like a warning shot. Like, listen, we don't want to do this, buddy. I'm sure there was some buddies in there. Hey, buddy, you having a bad day? Put the gun down. Why are you shooting at us, man?
Yeah, we
Like I was
covered.
watching an episode of what is it, Body Cam. I watched one episode and then I couldn't watch any more after that because I
Mm.
was like, this is going to be par for the course. Man was in the house shooting up his family. Shot, I think the grandpa was going after the kid. Wife and kid were hiding. He was just shooting up everybody, the husband. They knew he was shooting up and they surrounded the place, and then they didn't hear anything after that. So cop goes into the garage, sees the man or somebody crouched down, and he's like talking to him. Dude had a gun pointed at him, and he's like, "Hey man, put the gun down!" Pow, pow. And the cop gets shot like 5 times. Not one time did he pull his weapon. The dude was armed and clearly dangerous. And so I was like, I can't watch this series anymore
Yeah, that's
because I know how this is gonna go.
kind of like uh last year we talked about the story where the guy that ran away from the cops and he got him in the park and then the cop came up talking with him. Hey buddy, it's gonna be okay. And then the guy turned around and stabbed the cop.
Right.
Um, Turned around and stabbed the cop, and they took him into custody. Talking about, oh, he had mental illness, but when it come down to a different race other than white, it's a different results every time.
And then they just recently have one where the guy had a knife and like they were in a park or something.
Yeah, that's the one I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh, is that the one? And he's like, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, and the guy
yeah.
had stabbed the
Marcellus's
cop.
late.
He had he had
Marcellus, Sazazas.
he had stabbed the cop and then turned around and
Was like
the other
chasing after
cop
him.
come up. Yeah, the other cop come up and like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah, like they actually, and this is what wasn't it around the time that girl got shot at the party. Like they had the girl who was living with, I think she was adoptive family or something. The
Mm.
black girl, and they shot her like 3 times because she was going after her cousin or somebody. I don't know.
Oh no,
This was,
this was way before the end.
this
This
was
happened
before then.
last year. Uh, or it could have been
No,
earlier
I think it
this
was about
year.
the same time because it was
It could
like
have been
she had a knife and they took her down like an animal. In this one, he actually got some stabs in, and he's still alive to tell it.
stab a
The story.
cop.
Yeah, he lived to tell the tale. So
But hey,
yeah,
we still need to do that do the show on the difference between
yeah,
black
we need
laws and white
to
law.
buckle down and get that because that's just to get comparative facts and notes together. That's a long process
Yeah, it
because
is.
we want to come with everything because there's always going to be that one. But that's a different situation. Well, we have another situation. Check this out.
That's kind of like somebody when we did the story on the brother up in Indiana, I believe, the one that was almost lynched a year ago, 4th of
Hmm.
July. Someone gonna put a link on the page. Look, do not put links on the page. I will block you. Um, so put a link on the page talking about, yeah, he was also charged for an assault. They they charged him for the simple fact they did not want him to testify and hold the charges against the folks that damn near killed him, that damn near did a modern day lynching of him. That's the reason why those charges came about. And that DA need to lose her license and be removed because she's the one that brought it on. And he even said over a year they tried to force him, intimidate him not to go ahead with these charges. So yeah, they working together. She don't want him to file the charges against these folks that try to lynch him. Video don't lie. So don't kind of mean talking about, oh, he was charged with this, he was charged with that. But read the whole damn story and then come with me with some facts. Other than that, just don't look at the damn title of the story and just assume, oh, he got these charges, but look at the reason why these charges came about. Trying to intimidate him not to testify, not to go through with the charges of these lynching that these folks gave him. Stand by. Um, you are listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Dog. I am Who You With Kirk Dog. Miss Risky is in the house. Um, but look, if you're gonna come with a story, come with facts. Read the story before you look like a fool and put links on the page,
Yeah.
which I'm not gonna click on the
And we
links.
need
No
more
way.
than one source. We can't just be
Exactly.
like, well, my buddy from the QAnon website and his blog. But where did he get his source?
Exactly. That's why I say you gotta be we have to be careful which where we get our sources from. Because if we only see a story on one particular thing, and if it's one of those conspiracy station, guess what? We're spreading conspiracy like them. So we have to be careful where we get our sources from. And a lot of time, if we don't see it on multiple sources, we don't discuss it. we don't even bring it up. Be like, no.
At all.
And sometime I may see a story. I'll be like, hey, Miss Risky, we're gonna talk about this like that. She like, where you get it from? That's why I said she be checking me. I'll be like, look,
And I'm like, wait, did you see that one? And you're like, never mind.
exactly. I'll be like, look, eh, eh, do what you want to do.
I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have to
I'm just
revisit that one.
yeah. Well, you need to do more research. I'm like, I'm reading it. Yeah, but where else did you see it at? Oh, okay. You're right. You're right. All
I was
right.
like, we need more details than that. Like,
So do your research. If you listen to the show, you would know we do our research. Um, we do a lot of different stories, and a lot of people is reaching out to us to do updates on certain stories, and that's what we're working on. Like for instance, Jakari Simmons, we supposed to be doing an update on that story. That's the young man that was killed in Houston during the ice storm in Houston County Jail. Um, so we know that it was 11 or 12 employees terminated because of it, and it was some put on suspension. But someone reached out to us and said, hey, can y'all do an update on this story? So we're doing our research on it because we want to make sure we're putting out correct information, and we don't want to put out uh, certain information that don't need to be put out.
right. We would like to be somewhat credible.
Yeah, exactly. So do your research instead of just reading the title and decide to put a link on my damn page. That'll get you blocked. I didn't block you this time, but if you do it again, you will be gone. That's all I'm saying. Um,
He said what he said.
and I mean it too. And also, I know I haven't mentioned we are recording live for Anchor.fm. Um, and we have a couple of shows. I have a couple of shows on Anchor that is subscription only. That's that uncut stuff. So I would talk about a lot of different experiences I've gone through. And some of those experiences I can't discuss on here. Because we was flagged a couple of weeks ago talking about R. Kelly and what he done. Uh, we just reporting it, but we got flagged for it. So, but other than that, hey, check out the subscription, $2.99 a month, which is very reasonable. But then also, um, yeah, look at it like this: you go get a coffee, costs more than that for one coffee. But I'm gonna be doing a lot of shows, adding shows on when we're not doing this show. I'm gonna be a lot of storytelling. So some experience I've gone through, and if it's someone that want to be on the show and on Anchor.fm, we can have open discussion because I had asked the question the other day, who cheat more, men or women? I feel like it's 50-50. Women just better at it. And that's all.
No, there was a comedian, I think it was Shamar. I think that's her name. And she was talking about how men be like very obvious with their cheating. Like all of a sudden you in a closet talking on the phone. Like, boy, why are you in a closet
What you
whispering on the
doing?
phone? And
What
then
you
women
doing?
will be laying next to their men and be like, uh-huh, yeah, we can meet Friday. Uh-huh. Oh, you
Yeah,
so funny.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, we getting together Friday.
And we talking to
Yeah.
a whole other man.
Yeah, we getting together. We're gonna hang out, man. We're
Mhm.
gonna kick it. She right there by you. Yeah, man. Yeah, we cool. Yeah. Hey, baby. Little JoJo said, hey, little JoJo. Yeah, see, I told you everything cool on this end. Yeah, okay. I see you Friday.
Wait,
You telling your homeboy you love him? What? So
no, we
yeah.
don't even do that. You know, it's code words. We'd probably say like, "Oh, you so crazy." All right, you go. We'll say something.
Yeah.
And then there was a TikTok video, this woman catching her man cheating. Um, he had one of his women labeled as Domino's. Why is Domino's calling you? Like stupid stuff. Like, so
Now, I will kind of tell y'all a story, a little bit, because one of the shows that is on there now, I actually addressed this, the fact of why it's so much drama behind cheating. And the main reason because people are not honest with people at the beginning. From the time you first meet them, if you honest with them, no one have a reason to get upset. And I've said some of my experience in the past. If you know me, you know how I am. I'm straight up front. I don't deal with drama. So I did go talk about that a little bit, but I think you should check it out. And if for these single folks, stop lying to folks. Just say what it is. Just say exactly what you're looking for up
I mean,
front.
especially now, everything it's like a menu. Ever since the invention of the internet, you can have special order dates. Like
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you want to be polyamorous, you can be polyamorous. You want to be a throuple, you can be a throuple. So it's like it's too many things out there and options that people that have your mind. Um, yeah, and sharing your experiences. But like me, no, I'm selfish. Like it's all or nothing, buddy.
and see that, but see that's the key. That may be you, but if someone is honest with a person up front
Hmm.
and saying exactly what it is from the first time you talk to them, you tell them up front, ask certain questions, and be honest with them. And if you honest with them, no one have a reason to get upset because you're giving them that option if they want to uh, deal with it or not deal with it. It's their choice.
And
And
some
like
people just like being shady. Some people
exactly,
just like that. I
it
mean,
it
and
could
then women, stop just settling. Like, don't think
exactly
you're gonna change people. If he says he doesn't want a family, he does not want a family. He knew at 16 he did not want a family. And his 40-year-old self is not gonna change. Like,
exactly.
for real.
So stop
And
busting
then you
holes
waste,
in those
yeah, don't
comments.
waste your good egg years on something that's not gonna happen. Like, just stop. Somebody else will gladly give you what you want. Like,
So definitely go subscribe to Anchor.fm.
and
Two
like
ninety
and
nine a
share
month.
our page, and
Exactly.
follow, like, and do all the things. Like, clearly, we have people stalking our pages.
Oh, I see them. And if you're just not tuning in, you are listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kirk Dog. Like I said earlier, I did uh, put up my first two TikToks today. Oh Lord, I'm getting numbers too. I got 23 on one, 6 on the other one. So hey, I'm rolling. But hopefully these folks at least go and uh I don't have no more followers. But either way, they don't like to follow folks. But on TikTok, I'm learning you can only do 3 minutes at a time. I wasn't aware of
You
that.
thought you could do a whole show.
Well, well, the first time what I did, I recorded the video. I
Okay.
recorded the video. So I did two. And matter of fact, when I get off the air, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna I have my vegetables on the grill now, which is off. I've already cut it off, but keeping them warm. And what I do is go down there and I will plate it up, show them the finished product, and I let my
Oh,
wife
it looks
do a
like I got a
taste
new
test.
follower. I don't know who it is.
So, probably, I think I know who it might be.
Who? No, that's
Marcellus.
not him.
Oh,
Something one.
Oh, when they have a one behind it, I don't pay
I'm
attention
up to
to.
10 followers on TikTok. I'm
Oh, I
moving
have
up in the world.
11. I have 11. Um, oh,
And
you
then I
can't
have
see it
like
on
my
my
3
stream.
videos. I got some
I
views,
had
no
I had
followers, and
two videos.
like the likes and follows don't match the viewership, but people are nosy.
Exactly. Now, if you want to see the first video that I posted, it was actually done on. I uploaded it to Instagram. It's like 12 and a half minutes, but it's the process that I did preparing this whole chicken before I put it on the grill. So the process of it was show people what I did, my secret season I put on it, because the season is good. I made it myself, mixed it up myself, and put it on there, and it's actually pretty good. So definitely, if you want to see the whole video, go to my Instagram page and watch the full video. And I want to say you can see it on Facebook also. You can see it on Facebook in my story. So, but it's actually pretty interesting. Oh, somebody inboxed me. Let me see who this
That
was.
was me.
Oh, I, I was gonna say, I'm like, I got happy. I'm like,
You got
oh,
excited.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's just
hey,
me.
somebody
Oh,
inboxed me. Oh, that's just you.
keeping you motivated.
Uh,
Like
that
it's like a dad joke, and I was like, it took me a minute, and I was like,
I just so
the
happen to
the
look
joke
down.
basically goes, why do girls walk in groups of 3, 5, and 7? And the father's like, I don't know. He's like, because they can't even. And I was like, huh? Oh,
So
I
tomorrow
get it.
I might yeah, I get the joke too. I get the joke. Um so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start do more videos on Tik. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna do it on TikTok because 3 minutes not long enough.
Yeah, but
Uh,
you doing the wrong thing on TikTok. Like, that's not what that's for.
well, I'll do it on Instagram. Just upload it to TikTok. I don't
Yeah,
know.
see, this is why old folks are banned from TikTok. They don't want us on their forum because we don't act right. You
Hell, I be
doing a
seeing
whole
folks. I
cooking
be
show
I be seeing folks on their live all the time. I'm like, hey,
on TikTok.
yeah, you go to TikTok and then you could go live, and I don't know how long they be on there. Like for instance, it's somebody on here live now. I don't know what she doing, just walking around with a. Okay, I don't know if she working out, but
Because I
uh,
see a tarot reading.
a tarot reader. I don't see
Mhm.
that. I see some chick walking around. Uh, you see, there she go. I don't even know what she's saying, but she keeps showing a tattoo across her stomach.
Mhm.
And so, oh, you
Yeah,
looking down, trying to get your reading on, and for some reason she keeps sticking her tongue. Yeah, so I guess that's what you
that's
got to
what the
do these
kids
days.
do.
Yeah.
Ever
Well,
since Nicki Minaj and not Nicki, but who's the other one? Cardi B.
I hold on. I was married. I'm not gonna be sticking my tongue out on TikTok. Um,
So yeah,
that
sometimes.
well, that's cool. But I actually liked it. So who knows? When I show this finished product, they might be like, you know what, Kurt Dog can do a little something, something. Told y'all I come from a long line of cookers. Um, I just love to smoke. Um, oh, you sent me another one.
No, it's just
But
one of them Dallas news thingies,
yeah,
like traffic.
one of
People just
those.
don't know how to drive. Just it's horrible. Like that one gave me
No,
anxiety because that happens all the time, and that's like my biggest fear. Someone's going to be in like one of those exit onlys and decide, oh, I don't want to exit anymore and crash into me. That's one of my fears. I mean, I have a lot,
Yeah.
and that's one of them. Driving to Texas. Oh,
I see one of my nieces. She did react to my video on Facebook. Said it was fire because when you can,
so
hell,
does she
she
mean
know.
it was fire or was fire?
Oh Lord, Lord, she know her uncle can cook. That's my next to the oldest niece. I always say my next to the oldest favorite niece.
So
um,
people follow me at RSKEE TikTok. I only have 3 videos, but that's it.
well, you'll be doing one in the morning, right?
Huh? I don't know. It depends on the traffic.
Oh,
Like if there's a line at Starbucks, then yeah, I'll do one. If there's no line, I'm not going to do one because safety first.
speaking of that, I went today and I got a white chocolate, um,
There's no such
uh,
thing as white chocolate.
basically milk hot chocolate. Uh,
It's
so
it's
when
sugar and milk.
I just wanted something hot, uh, so I went there and got that. Now I did it from the app because the line and drive through was pretty long, and so I said, okay, I'll do it from the app, and it said about 8 to 12 minutes. Ended up being about 20 minutes, and I was in a position I couldn't get out of line because cars behind me now. I'm like, okay, get up to the window. I said, is it still hot? She said, well, we made it when you placed the order. I said, well, I placed the order online 20 minutes ago. Oh, you shouldn't place it too early. Well, hell, if I didn't place it too early, I would have uh, been unpassed the speaker by then. So I said, okay. I tasted it was cold. I was like, look, it's cold. And she was like, oh, I can remake it. She go remake it. Then the guy come out, and when he handed to me, he weighs about half of it out. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He like, oh, let me remake it. Got some on my vehicle. Hey, let me go remake it. So he go remake it. I'm like, okay, fine. But the thing is, I understand everybody make mistake. I wasn't tripping. Like I tell him, I said, look, man, we may get some rain tonight. It'll wash off. If not, I'll get it off tomorrow. So I'm not tripping about that. My vehicle is already dirty because they building two houses on the side of us, and dust is blowing everywhere. And I'm like, look, they need to get finished. They almost finished because they put the grass down. So I'm like, yeah. And so hopefully my vehicle can stay clean then. But long story short, people spend money on that particular company quite a bit, but you can miss one coffee and get a whole month of speak on it with who you with Kurt Dog. And if it's a subject you want us to hit on the podcast, let us know because we will talk about it. No matter what it is, there's no holds bar on the subscription. Whatever it is you want us to talk about, I will talk about it. But it got to be subscription to do it. So, Miss Risky,
Hmm.
I know we stayed on here longer than what we intend on,
Yeah, I was
and
about to just curl up and go to sleep.
I seen your eyes looking like it was getting mummified. Looked like he was trying to practice getting mummified or whatever. But let the
I have
people
too many
know.
fluids and food in me to be mummified, though.
Yeah, true. Um, so let the people know what you're working on if you want to. Let them know where they can follow you at.
All right, so stay tuned for a trivia game that I'm working on with one of my friends. I'll give you more details as they come. I'm online everywhere at RSKEE. Um, on Instagram, I live on Instagram, trying to be a part of the TikTok crowd. I'm on Twitter, but I don't really use it. Facebook, don't really use it, but I'm on there. Follow me, rskeebooks.com. You can check out my works. I'm also on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. And if you want to send a message, rskee at Yahoo. If you have any thing you want me to research and do history on, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as there's more than one reference. I'll look it up.
And Miss Risk is a history major, so love
No, I'm not.
history. But you love history.
I didn't. I
Um,
was going to be a history major, but classes were too far.
she didn't feel like walking. She got tired.
I was like, I'll just do English. It's
She got
right here.
tired. Oh, somebody else watched the video. I had 24 views now. I'm
Look
coming
at
up.
you coming up in the world.
Coming up. Moving on up. um, as for me, you can follow me on all social media. Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, um, and on oh yeah, TikTok. Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog also. Um, and you can I'm gonna be honest, it's best to send me a message because if not, um, I may not see it. I may not see it, which is crazy because several years back, I have a classmate who may be listening. So I'm not gonna say their name if they're male or female, but they had sent me had put it on my page one time that one of our classmates passed away, and I think it was probably a month or two after the fact when I seen it, and I was like, "Hey, if you want to reach me, send me a message. That's the only way. Send me a message. I will see it, and I will go from there." Um, Other than that, um, please take the opportunity to subscribe to Anchor.fm. You won't be disappointed. Um, that will be the uncut version. Um, and definitely listen to us and be a part of this as we grow. Don't wait until we make it to the top and be like, oh, I should have got in back then. Hey, $2.99 is a great fee. But other than that, we love each and every one of you. You can catch us Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Um, I will be back Sunday. Check out my videos on TikTok. I know I'm a little bit too old for it, but check them out anyway. Might learn a little something, something. If you can't catch them all on TikTok, go to Instagram and follow the channel. So other than that, see y'all Sunday. Love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.